Are you tired of being rejected for the best credit cards? Are you sick of paying insane, predatory interest rates on your car loan? Do you feel like the entire American banking system is just rigged against you? Well, you're not alone. Millions of Americans are secretly losing hundreds of thousands of dollars over their lifetime simply because they don't understand the hidden language of banks, the FICO credit score. But here's the truth that Wall Street absolutely does not want you to know. Building a 750 credit score isn't about making a six-figure income. It's not about being completely debt-free. It is a math game. It is a predictable, hackable algorithm. And once you know the rules, you can force your FICO score to shoot up in as little as 30 days. Welcome to Dollar Intel. In this masterclass, we are stripping away the complex, boring financial jargon. I am going to give you the exact step-by-step blueprint to hack your credit, unlock premium travel rewards, and keep your hard-earned money exactly where it belongs, in your pocket. Grab a pen, because we are about to beat the system together. To hack the system, you must first understand how the machine is built. Your FICO score is not decided by a human sitting in a bank judging your character. It is a cold, calculated algorithm heavily weighted toward 5 specific categories. If you focus on the wrong pillar, your score will not move a single point. Here is exactly how Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion calculate your financial worth. Number 1, payment history. This is 35% of your score. Do you pay your bills on time? Number 2, credit utilization. This is 30% of your score. How much of your available credit are you actually using? Number 3, length of credit history. 15%. How old are your accounts? Number 4, credit mix. 10%. Do you have both credit cards and loans? And number 5, new credit. 10%. How many accounts have you opened recently? Look at the math. The first 2 pillars, payment history and credit utilization, make up a massive 65% of your total score. This is where the algorithm is most vulnerable. And this is where we will strike first. Let's talk about payment history. The 35% foundation. Let me be brutally honest with you. One missed payment can drop your score by 100 points overnight. The algorithm strictly looks for consistency. If a payment is 30 days late, it gets reported, and it stays on your record like a financial scar for 7 long years. So, what is the Dollar Intel hack to bulletproof your payments? You automate the minimums. Do not rely on your memory. Human memory fails. Algorithms don't. Pause this video, log into your banking app right now, and set up auto pay for the minimum balance on every single credit card you own. This ensures you never miss a deadline. But remember, the goal is always to pay the full statement balance to avoid interest. This minimum auto pay is just your safety net against that 100-point drop. Also, change your due dates. Did you know you can literally just call your credit card issuer and ask them to change your billing cycle? If you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, align all your due dates to the 18th. Control the cash flow. Do not let the banks control you. And here's a pro tip. If you already have a missed payment on your record, but you've been a loyal customer otherwise, use a goodwill deletion letter. Call the bank. Explain that it was a one-time hardship, and ask them nicely to remove the late mark. You would be shocked at how often this actually works. If payment history is the foundation, credit utilization is the rocket fuel. This is the absolute fastest, most aggressive way to boost your credit score in 30 days. Credit utilization is simply how much debt you have compared to your total credit limit. If you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit and you spend $3,000, your utilization is 30%. The golden rule of credit is this. Banks want to see that you have access to a massive amount of money, but you are disciplined enough not to use it. The average advice says keep it under 30%, but we don't want average. The 750-plus blueprint rule is to keep it under 10%. But here's where the system gets tricky. Here's the statement date loophole that most people mess up. Your credit card company only reports your balance to the bureaus once a month, and it happens on your statement closing date, not your payment due date. Most people wait until the actual due date to pay off their card. By then, the bank has already reported a massive balance to the credit bureaus, completely tanking your utilization score. Here's the hack. Find out your statement closing date. Pay off 95% of your balance exactly 2 days before the statement closes. Let a tiny 5% balance report to the bureaus to show you are actually using the card, and then pay that remaining 5% before the actual due date. Your credit report will suddenly show incredibly low utilization, and your score will skyrocket within weeks. But what if you are in debt? What if you owe $4,000 on a car with a $5,000 limit, giving you a terrible 80% utilization, and you don't have the cash to pay it off today? Enter the phantom credit limit increase. Instead of struggling to pay down the $4,000, log into your banking app or call your bank to request a credit limit increase to $15,000. If approved, your $4,000 balance is suddenly only 26% utilization. You just hacked the math and boosted your FICO score overnight without spending a single dime. If calling, explicitly ask the representative if it is a soft pull to protect your score. Let's quickly cover the final 35%. Length of credit history is 15%. This is a patience game. It's calculated by your average age of accounts. The biggest mistake you can make? Closing your oldest credit card. Listen to me. Do not close your oldest credit card, ever. If you close that 10-year-old starter card because you don't use it anymore, that 10-year history is wiped from your active age calculation. It is financial suicide. Keep it open forever. If it has an annual fee, call the bank to downgrade it to a free version. Put a $10 Netflix subscription on it. Set it to auto pay and throw the physical card in a drawer. Let that history age like fine wine. Next is credit mix at 10%. Banks like to see you handle different types of debt, like a credit card and an installment loan, like a car payment. But never, ever take out a loan and pay interest just to build your credit. That is a scam. Finally, new credit at 10%. Every time you apply for a new card, the bank does a hard inquiry, dropping your score by 2 to 5 points. The rule here is simple. Limit your new credit card applications to no more than one every 6 months while you are aggressively building your score. All right, we have covered the fundamentals. Now, it is time for the secret weapon. If you have a terrible score or absolutely no credit history at all, and you need a massive boost fast, this is the exact loophole wealthy families use to give their 18-year-old kids an instant 750-plus credit score. It is called piggybacking. Here is exactly how it works. You find someone you trust implicitly, a parent, a spouse, or an older sibling, who already has an elite credit score. They need to have an old credit card with a perfect payment history and very low utilization. You ask them to add you to that specific account as an authorized user. Here is the best part. They do not need to give you the physical credit card. They can cut your card up the second it arrives in the mail. You cannot spend their money, and they don't take on any financial risk from your spending habits. But the magic trick? Within 30 days, that credit card's entire payment history, its massive credit limit, and its flawless record will literally copy and paste onto your personal credit report. The credit bureaus will treat that 10-year-old flawless account as if you have owned it for 10 years. This single hack can skyrocket a FICO score by 50 to 100 points in a matter of weeks. The warning: make sure the primary cardholder never misses a payment. If they do, their mistake hits your report. However, the ultimate safety net is that as an authorized user, you can always call the bureaus to have yourself removed from the account if things go bad, instantly deleting the negative history. We have covered how to build. But what if your credit report is already bleeding? What if you have collections, charge-offs, or massive late payments dragging your score into 500s? Most people think they have to sit around and wait 7 years for these negative marks to fall off. They are wrong. Here's a dirty little secret the credit bureaus absolutely do not want you to know. You have a federal legal right to challenge anything and everything on your credit report. This is protected by the Fair Credit Reporting Act, specifically under Section 609. Now, I am not a lawyer, and this is for educational purposes, but under federal law, the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, do not just have to prove that you owe the money. They must verify every single piece of information regarding that debt, including providing the original signed contract. When a debt goes to collections, it gets sold to third-party debt buyers for pennies on the dollar. During this messy transfer process, the original paperwork is almost always lost. So, how do you execute this hack? You pull your free credit report, you find a negative mark, and you send a Section 609 dispute letter via certified mail demanding they verify the original signed documentation of the debt. The law states the bureaus have exactly 30 days to prove it if they cannot produce the original signed contract. And trust me, they rarely can for old debts. They are legally required to completely delete that negative mark from your credit report entirely. This is the exact same strategy expensive credit repair companies charge thousands of dollars for. And you can do it yourself for the cost of a postage stamp. We have decoded the algorithm. You now know more about the credit system than 99% of Americans. But information without action is completely useless. Your 30-day action plan starts the minute this video ends. Automate your minimums. Pay down your balances 2 days before the statement closes. Ask for a soft pull credit limit increase. Leverage the piggybacking method. And dispute those negative marks using Section 609. A 750 credit score is not just a number on an app. It is pure financial leverage. Once you cross that threshold, you stop playing defense and you start playing offense to build true generational wealth. If you got value out of this masterclass, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so we can help more people beat the system. Make sure you subscribe to Dollar Intel, because in our next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn $100 a month into $1 million using the index fund secret. Also, check the description below for links to the top-tier credit cards you should apply for once your score hits that magic 750. Take control of your money, beat the system, and I will see you in the next one.